Welcome back to Radio Channel 1471. I'm your host, Sterling, your listener, and this is the podcast. Wait a second, you're not the listener. You're Oka? Okay,
Yes, Oka.
I still prefer okay, but Oka, who are you?
Hi, I am Oka or Okasein. I am a freelance artist and I
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what to say at the beginning. Start over.
Exactly. Exactly. The beginning is the hardest part to a
You
podcast.
didn't I didn't expect you to start. You didn't say, okay, I'm gonna start. You just said
Yes. You see, I just kind of get into the mojo of it, and then we get right into it.
Alright.
Speaking of which, start. Okay, I had something
Okay, my
planned.
okay, real quick. Alright, so should I just be
Mm-hmm.
like, Okasein, I don't know if I should just be like, hey, I did the art for this and I don't know. I was just gonna say that since you're like, who are you? It's like, oh well I did this.
Uh,
I don't know, like
I th-
I'm not trying to like
okay.
plug myself in. I'm just like,
No, no,
that's
no,
who
no.
I
Trust me.
am.
I'll let you. I'll definitely let you plug yourself in. I'll let you do it as much as you want. You can be like,
I'm not play I just was gonna be like, hey, I'm the artist. I don't even the cover art or the new cover. I
okay, okay. Just say, just say your name, and we'll go from there. We'll
all
do
right.
that. Okay. Uh huh.
Wait, oh.
Yeah. Come on.
I forgot you could just.
Come on. I mean, okay. It would be simpler if we started it off again because editing is a little hard to sync if you do it wrong. So I can start.
Then gonna start
Yeah.
over because I feel like it's gonna be an odd like jump cut to just me being like, I'm Oka.
That would actually be really good. Just use that right there. Just use that right there. Okay.
No, that was such a fake. I'm Oka. No,
No, it's perfect. It's
no,
great.
no.
Yeah, no, it's great. Okay,
Here.
fine. I'll do it again. I'll do it again.
Okay.
Okay, now I have to get back into the mojo. Okay. Welcome back to Radio Channel 1471. I'm your host, Sterling, your listener, and this is the podcast, episode 17, I do believe. But wait a second. What's that? That is a guest right there, right beside me. Not actually. This is COVID times. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Okasign, or preferably Oka. Thank you for having me on.
Okay.
Oka, but I.
What? Okay. How should we start this off? I was originally, while I was making tea to prepare for this episode or this recording, I was thinking maybe we should start off with your questions first. And then I'll quiz you based off of the knowledge that I know about teas and coffees because I know you're particularly interested in those things.
Ooh, although interested, I can't say I'm much knowledgeable, but I'll go with one of the first questions I had, which is one I'm most
Oh.
intrigued of, is what is one of your worst teas or coffees that you've ever had?
Now, I saw this on your list. I saw this on your list earlier, and I got to thinking about it. Yes, I did. This could be a little controversial. Ginger
Hmm.
teas. I don't like ginger teas.
Ginger
I, th-
tea. Oh, really?
I think they're gross. Like, 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 I don't know. Something about them just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Just tastes bad. But to
Um,
give you a real answer, because that's not really a great answer, there was this tea. There's this tea I had. Well, not really had, but my sister, when she was younger and I was younger, she introduced me to teas and stuff. And she
mhm.
made her own little tea thing from Teavana before it was bought out by Starbucks. It, it was a herbal tea. It had fruits and stuff in it.
Hmm.
Come to about a couple years later, Not too sure if it was still good to drink, but I drank it.
Oh
And
dear.
let me tell you, it was a little wonky.
A
A little
little.
wonky. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
I'd assume probably it'd be a lot more wonky than just a little if it's been a good couple of years since then.
Oh, no, it was fine. Like good saying, stale chips? Oh, that's just more texture. Um,
Texture. I don't think stale chips are supposed to have texture. Much texture other than a little bit of crunch.
what? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. I'll take your word for it then.
Okay, real quick here. Real quick here. I'm going to do a little pop quiz. Guess what? All of these pop quizzes are going to be off of my knowledge in my head because I don't really like doing research, and I'll probably fact check these later. Um,
I can promise you I may or may not fail these. I'm not very knowledgeable. These are coffees.
oh, I'll give you the easy ones first. This is about herbal teas, a good
No.
transition from our last thing. Does it matter how long you brew a herbal tea?
Yes.
False.
I don't drink herbal teas, Sterling.
unlike unlike normal teas, it doesn't overly matter how long you brew a herbal tea because herbal teas won't get more bitter after a while, or at
I
least
was
that's what I
real
remember.
hoping that'd be right. That's why I said it with my chest. I
Nope.
wholeheartedly said that yes.
The thing about teas is that normal teas, if you brew them for too long, they'll start releasing bitter toxins, question mark. I'm not too sure about that. It's been a while since I've heard this, but normal teas will start to get bitter if you brew them for too long. That's why most teas have their own special brewing time.
Oh,
Oh man, talking like this sure does wear you out.
indeed.
Oh, I ran out of tea. Speaking of tea, good thing
Uh-oh.
I have an energy drink right
Oh
here.
dear God.
Ah, okay. I don't know if I like the vibe this is going on so far. Just the way I'm speaking, it just sounds so strange to me.
Strange.
Yes, something about it just sounds so ooh, but that's fine. That's fine. It's always nice to be a little different in these podcast
Just shake
episodes.
it out.
Oh boy. I guess you should get on to your next question.
All right, yeah. So I know a lot of your podcast isn't completely centered around this topic, but my next question was, what originally got you into the furry community?
Oof. I, um okay, so I've been thinking about this question for a long time, way before this even happened. And I was always afraid somebody would ask me. And for some reason, the only thing I could ever think of, because I was very young and didn't know a whole lot, I think Leafy somehow made me go down the rabbit hole of furries and stuff. I don't know. I
God,
don't know
Sterling.
how. I don't know how. I don't remember anything else other than maybe that being the case. Other than that, oh, actually, no. Okay. Oddly enough, I think that is the more tame answer to what to what
The
other
tame
answer.
answer,
I
I was
think
figuring it was gonna be some Tumblr-esque type.
no,
Con-
I don't think I've ever been on Tumblr.
oh,
Hmm.
well, Tumblr, DeviantArt, sometimes I mix the two. Both
Oh
very
yes,
interesting communities or
DeviantArt,
starting
DeviantArt,
points.
DeviantArt is definitely a true starting point. Okay, I'll be vague about it. How about this? It's the more out there answer, but I'll be more vague about it. Let's just say when I was very young and didn't know better, I would read these fun little stories on DeviantArt.
I already know where this is going, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I think that's 100% how I got into it too. That and my I guess I liked drawing dogs, and eventually went from drawing like dogs to drawing like
Ooh,
cartoonized
ooh.
furries.
Okay. I actually have. Okay. So I don't know if you know of this website, but this was also another way into it. I didn't know anything about it at the time. It was a warrior cats
Oh my god.
role play form website, and I had
Oh.
I had no idea. This was this was years and years ago when I was like way too young to be on the internet. And for some
Oh,
reason, somehow I didn't even read the books. I knew nothing about warriors cats, and I
really?
somehow found the website. I think it was called Feral Front. I don't even I think they actually took down the website. I'm not even sure. It's been so long.
Oh man.
I was on that.
I definitely don't recognize the website, but that definitely sounds like a really weird way to get into.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I didn't even roleplay. I didn't. I would just go on there and just like I don't even know what I
You
did.
just read their role plays, not even participate, just like an innocent bystander watching all
Yeah.
that go down.
Yeah, I think so. And I think every now and then I would say hi. Okay, the main website was a roleplay site, but I would go to the random discussion forums where it was just completely random discussions, and I would just kind of go there and say like hi, and do cringy stuff that a young kid should not do.
Oh dear.
Yes.
I know another place that a lot of people, especially nowadays with the new younger brewing furry community, is Fur Affinity and the Amino apps. Is a lot of places where the community is kind of growing, or it's kind of a new starting point for a lot of younger furs.
I have never been on either of those sites. Actually, well,
I,
okay, for like maybe 2 seconds for Affinity, but other than that, not
yeah, that's my next point. Is I was there for like a little bit because I thought, oh, I could post my art here, and then it's a lot of people who are a lot younger than myself, and there's a lot of repost art stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'd rather not deal with that.
yeah. I don't know. I don't even. It's crazy. I have blank spots in my memory about how it all started. I really do.
Like I said, I center mine just around like my dog because I feel like that seems more like the nice answer. Like, oh, I started all this or I got into like drawing animals and animal art because like my love for dogs. But in reality, I think I just went down the same weird rabbit hole you probably did and ended
Oh
up
yeah,
where I am now.
yeah. Um, this would be when I would give you a pop quiz about tea or coffee, but that wasn't really a very tea or coffee discussion. So I guess I'll let you move on to your next question.
All right. Do I have? Ooh, okay. Since this will my some of my questions hop back and forth, but since we're currently on the topic of furries, I'll go with what was the main inspiration to, speaking out of character, Sterling's design, or Sterling as a
Um,
whole?
well, okay. Uh, for specifically looks, there was this one specific, Oh, my screen just went black. Okay. Um, okay, I don't know. Like, okay, how do I say this? Like,
I know you initially described his head shape because I got to draw his head first before his body as
yes,
cheese shaped and
cheese.
somewhat circle but not circles.
Somewhat circle, but not circle. Okay, there's a whole story to that. There. Oh, excuse me. I gotta. Okay. I don't know. I really don't want to say too much. Okay. If you couldn't tell, I was stalling.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to just like cut that out and we just move on to the next question I had?
No, I need a second to think about
All right.
it. Okay. So, along my journeys of being a teenage young kid who looks at things, I won't say more than that. I found this one species. It was called Nooms, and I saw a artwork, an art piece of a Noom quotation mark. Apparently,
Mm.
it wasn't a Noom, but I thought it was. And so then I was like, okay, I want my character to be a Noom, and then I was all contacting the person because it was a somewhat closed species. And I was like, hey, can I do this? And they were like, yeah, sure, kinda. I don't know. I haven't really touched it, but at the same time, yeah, I don't know. So there was that. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's not what I thought that was. And so then I said, never mind. I'll just kind of like draw what I think would look good, forgetting about the Noom thing altogether, and just kind of, what do you call it? Frankenstein things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
that's what
know a
that
lot with
was.
the. Well, sorry.
No, 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 that was, yeah.
I know a lot with the head shape. It was very like, okay, cheese. What about cat-shaped ears? What about round ears? Because I just wasn't 100% sure. I know first time drawing, I didn't want to specifically ask what the species was because I'm so used to drawing canines and felines. I felt that by asking, like in reference to the current icon you had, I felt like it was an obvious answer, and that by asking, it would be like almost disrespectful to the original artist. Because I was
Like,
like, the nose shape. I was like, okay, that doesn't look feline or canine, but what if that's just how they draw felines or canines?
I, you know, I don't even remember how I asked the original artist how to do it. I just like, I think I got lucky. I really did get lucky with the first artist because if the first artist didn't have that art style and didn't have like the willingness to do it, I think I'd be completely stuck right now. And I don't know. I depend on the artists knowing what looks physically possible or not, you know?
hmm
Like if it just looks stupid, I hope they would be like, well, I'm just gonna. I know they said to do this, but I'm just gonna like, and just kind of like do that, you know?
Yeah, I get you. I know a lot of the ideas whenever working with or at least I should probably mention that I don't think I ever
Oh,
mentioned.
okay. Yes, yes, yes. If you haven't figured it out yet, this is the artist, the new artist for the channel so far. Hopefully, I don't
Howdy.
know. How? Yeah,
I
very
figured they
good.
would have figured from the username, but at this point it's like I'll just say it. Hi, I'm the new artist. Moving on from that, with working with the headshot and the full body piece, I know a lot of times it did help to get that specific, I guess, head shape, or at least kind of the idea you wanted. Um, I know I was very confused at first. You were like, line, square, and I was like, what?
Like, I don't know. I don't know how
I
to.
didn't. I ended up figuring out in the end. It was more so like just kind of straight line from like the tip of the nose down to the chin was kind of like that I ended up going with in the end, which ended up working really well. Which is kind of something I've tried to like keep like with a lot of the drawings I've done of Sterling.
Hmm. Yeah, I have a fear of if I say like too detailed of a thing, I'll be hated. So I just kind of try to keep it as simple and as little as possible so I don't annoy people.
Honestly, you could, the more detailed you are, specifically, especially when working with the artist, it helps a ton. It helps a lot more than you really think. I know a lot of times artists just kind of want to go on their own path or kind of delve on in their own like manners. But a lot of time, if we're working with a character we haven't gotten a chance to work with, like your character species is one like I've never gone to draw, but even a lot of people who follow me and seen the drawings that I've, posted on my Instagram, they're like, "Whoa, that's such a neat character. What species is it?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but it looks like."
My thoughts exactly. I have no idea, but it looks nice.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Oh, man. Oh, 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 oh. I'm gonna take a quick little swig of my energy drink.
I've been like quietly sipping on my coffee and I can't tell if that's being picked up.
I can't hear it through Discord, but there might be a chance it's picking it up on your Audacity. So there's that.
I It might. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, real quick, in your Audacity, I know this probably wouldn't be too interesting to listen to as a listener, but in your Audacity, on your little, computer, on your little mic gain recording volume thing in Audacity, what do you have it at?
Um, like, do you mean the little like slidey part?
Yes,
It's a recording volume. I think it's at 0.66.
66. Okay. Yeah, that should be fine, maybe. I don't know. It's very confusing because I know with a lot of the experience I have with ASMR and the podcast, it's like you almost have to change it each time you record because it's just so different for some reason. I don't know why, but it always feels different.
No, that makes sense. I mean, two different when recording like a podcast, you get to be more like I guess recording a podcast, you're trying to minimize all like the little background noises, and I feel like, well, I don't know ASMR, but ASMR, I feel like you're more so trying to pick up all the little like I was gonna do like a weird little like go close to the mic, but I don't want to make like weird ASMR noises. They're so like odd to
Hey,
me.
what'd you call that? Did you say weird?
No,
Come
I don't
on.
mean weird. Like I okay, I actually that
Do
I'll
you
leave
know
that
who
up.
you're talking to?
Okay, I'll do one comment and then lead up to the second question. One, I
Uh,
don't think ASMR is odd. I just some of them I don't really prefer. Like whenever, it depends. I haven't really listened to much ASMR. I did check out your ASMR channel. And it was pretty
oh.
interesting, and I wanted to follow up that little statement by asking, why did you start an ASMR channel?
Um, I forgot the answer to that. Ah, I know I've said it before, but I just I forgot. I don't know. It's been 2 years. Okay, it's been a while since I started.
So, I guess my question was because I know, I believe, I think in one of the captions to your podcast or something that this podcast kind of started more so as like a side thing, more kind of like a, I don't want to say a joke.
Oh yes, 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 yes. In the what do you call it? The channel description, not in
Mhm.
the actual descriptions, but in the channel description info box, I did mention that the podcast started off as a, what did I say, gag? As a gag in a tiny Discord server that I had between me, my friend, and pretty much no one else because I couldn't find anyone else to get in there. So there was that. It was completely different. Let me tell you, the whole, the whole like basis of it all, the whole idea. I think even the character was different. It was just, I don't
Oh, there's
know.
a wait, character behind the ASMR channel? What?
Oh, not the ASMR channel. The podcast channel. The
Oh,
podcast.
okay. So there was like a different like before there was a not Sterling before Sterling, an
Oh yes,
imposter.
like okay. The name was always the same person. Like the name was always the same.
The
But
name
the
was always Sterling.
yeah, the name was always Sterling, but the character itself was like a nobody. The character didn't exist. Sterling was a weird like mixture of a different character that I originally started, and then I just kind of merged the two. Then bada bing, bada boom, this happened.
Ah, makes sense, makes sense.
Yes, the ASMR
I
channel.
think.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh.
Like it. There's no character behind the ASMR channel. But something I was going to mention in my, I guess you could say, deep dive on ASMR podcast episode, which I was planning on doing sometime in the near future, I was going to mention how if I don't change, I guess, the character for the ASMR channel, there might not be that much growth. And there's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot of things you gotta think about, a lot of things you gotta take into factor, a lot of things that kind of suck about having a
Mm-hmm.
YouTube channel, but
Yeah.
you gotta live with it, you know? Gotta adapt. Because, like I
Yeah,
said, it's been 2 years. 2 years. And that channel has only gotten to 62 subs, while there are a bunch of free ASM artists who pop up with one or two videos and get, a few hundred in the next week. And
Yeah, it's a
it makes you,
difficult journey, honestly. I can't
yeah,
even say much. I know a lot of time YouTube kind of favors some, a lot of times with social media, it's a lot of, if you do want to grow, sadly enough, as though I wish it wasn't like this, you do have to pour like most of your life into it. I think that's kind of
mm-hmm.
the problem I'm facing right now with Instagram. I do have a YouTube channel, but I haven't used it in over a year. I think especially with Instagram, there's a lot of kind of like scheduling you have to deal with. If you don't post a certain amount, if you don't use certain parts of their app, it can kind of like falter your growth. As of recently, I've kind of been following more so along with Instagram, what they kind of want artists to do to grow, and it's helped me a good bit, but it's definitely draining for a lot of people, which is why it's not the greatest.
Yes. So I don't remember anything I said in the last 2 minutes. So, like, I don't know. I'm just like,
I'm getting flat. Okay. But okay, so sidetrack. I don't even, you can maybe cut it. I don't know. I remember watching or listening to one of your podcasts. I can't remember which one it was, either episode 15 or 14, where you were like all up on energy drinks, on coffee, and you were just like slurring your words and you were like dead. And I really wanted to message you like, Sterling, please. I know I did message you that same day, or then the next morning I sent you a message saying like, also please get some more sleep.
oh
It was
yes, yes, yes.
specifically because I had just listened to that podcast the night before.
I was actually before, because this episode, for all those people listening, was not meant to be guest episode. This was actually quite surprising. This episode, I was actually going to talk about how I think for about a good week, I was waking up between 1 and 3 a.m. every day. And I would
Jesus.
stay awake. And I would probably go to sleep at maybe between 9 to 11 p.m. So, yeah, it's very interesting. This is the most I've drank. Drank? Is that the right word?
Yes.
This is the most I've drank caffeine.
Oh, it'd be the other way
Probably.
around then. It'd be this is the
Okay.
most caffeine I've
This is the most
drank.
caffeine I've drank. Oh, man. This is the most caffeine
Having to
I've.
reteach grammar. It
Okay,
is
okay.
English class, y'all.
How about
Buckle
this?
up.
This is the most caffeine I've had within the past year, all packed in like a month.
Oh
So,
man.
yes, typically I would only drink a couple energy drinks, maybe every couple months. I've had like maybe 3 or 4 within the last 30 days.
I
So,
thought you were gonna say 3 or 4 a day. I'm about to say what?
oh no, I would die. I would die.
Yeah, that was very actually fun fact. I have never had an energy drink. I usually
Oh,
my wake ups are usually coffee. I'm trying to stay towards more tea now, and water as well helps a lot.
oh
Water and
yes,
like
yes.
music, it definitely helps a little bit more, and it's definitely a lot better than getting a caffeine addiction.
Um, I don't have a, I can't get addicted to caffeine. I've tried. I have tried. I've tried to drink multiple cups of coffee a day, multiple days in a row, but I could super, super easily stop that routine simply because I would be too lazy to make a cup of coffee. So
Okay, so wait, before you continue on, were you purposely trying to get addicted, or was this just like
I have
convenient?
I have multiple times on multiple
Purpose?
occasions tried to get addicted to caffeine. I've tried with tea,
Why?
I've tried with coffee, I've tried with energy drinks. There was one time when I was like 13, I bought a 24 pack of Rip It energy drinks because they were having a
Crazy.
great deal, $1 per energy drink. And it was this giant 24 pack. And it came to the door, and let me tell you, it took so long for me to get through that. It lasted me it lasted me months. I could not get addicted. I tried.
Oh man, I know, because as of now, I can drink coffee and put it down just as easily. I like the taste, so I'd maybe drink like a cup of that or a cup of tea like in the morning just for the sake of a hot drink because it's cold out. But I know in middle school, probably I was probably like 13, 12 as well. I had coffee and it wasn't like coffee, like it was like a cup of Starbucks every day, or it was either that or it was like an actual cup of coffee every single day. And by the time I got to the point where I was probably too tired to make myself a cup of coffee, I realized I was addicted to caffeine.
Hmm. See, I don't know. Also, once again, I've only had Starbucks like maybe once or twice, and one of those times was because it was free.
Oh,
So, and I've only ever
ooh,
gone plain
actually,
coffee.
okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of Starbucks slash big company type coffees like Dunkin' Donuts, etc.? Since you've only had Starbucks twice, but I don't know if you had Dunkin' Donuts any more times than that, or what do you think about more so specifically how people who drink coffee will sometimes kind of talk down to people who drink Starbucks as their main coffee drink? Like that elitist, like, Starbucks?
Oh my god.
What do you think of that?
Now, I'm no coffee snob. But I'm just saying, if you don't drink coffee plain black, are you truly enjoying coffee? Come on. No, okay, no, seriously though.
Yeah.
Um, ah, I, I couldn't really tell you. I don't really get that many opportunities. I never grew up, nor do I really get that many opportunities to have big brand coffees. I've only ever grown up with the. It started off as cheapo stuff, and then it went into just like coffee beans. You know,
Hmm.
I started off making coffee for my mother with one of those old fashioned uh what are they called? Like drip machine things. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. So I started off with that. That's how I got my coffee fix, and that was pretty much it. Like, I guess if Keurig counts as big company coffee,
Oh.
I can definitely talk down upon that because I've had Keurig coffee. I've had. I know I sounded a little weird when I said that. I've had Keurig coffee and it is gross.
Oh yeah,
So
I can definitely agree with you there.
yes. I don't know. Something about it just makes it weird. Uh,
Yeah, I honestly haven't tried many different of the Keurig cups, so I can't really. Maybe there's one good one out there. I won't say much. With Starbucks, I know like it's a decent like they are expensive, so I mean if you can afford it, go ahead. And it is mostly like milk and sugar, but hey, I mean if you like that, you like that. If you got a sweet tooth, then you might as well fulfill it.
yes. Um, I don't know though. America runs on Dunkin', they say.
Oh dear. I've actually never had Dunkin' Donuts either way, so I honestly can't give much input on that.
I think I've had Dunkin' Donuts once. If I were to have any big brand coffee places coffee, it would be Shipley's, and that was only like 3 times.
Oh, I don't
But
think I didn't even have Shipley's coffee ever.
you've never been to a Shipley's?
No, I've been to a Shipley's for donuts, of course, but never
Oh.
for coffee.
My fondest memory of Shipley's coffee was with when I was with my opa, and I used to stay over at their place my Oma and Opa's place during summer a lot. I used to when I was younger. My
Mm-hmm.
fondest memory was when I went with him to go to a Shipley's, and I don't remember how young I was. I was super young. Probably shouldn't have been drinking caffeine as much as I was. And I was like, hey, I've never had an espresso before. Can I have an espresso? And he was like, sure. So I got the little mug, the white plain mug with a little plate, and we were there for so long because I was waiting for my coffee to get cool enough for me to drink because
No.
I was not the I was not battle hardened when it came to scorching hot coffee yet. So there's that.
To be
Taste
fair,
was
even at my age now, I'm still
oh
more prefer not so scorching bubbling coffee or tea, actually. I know a lot of
oh yeah.
people prefer their tea like practically scalding. I prefer mine hot, but not like burn your tongue hot.
Pop quiz.
Oh dear.
Does the water temperature matter when brewing tea? And if it does, what exactly does it do to the tea?
I'll say yes, since the last answer was no. And in reference to what it does to the tea, um, I'm, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I don't like these. I'm not supposed to be in school and I'm getting a pop quiz.
What? Oh, they're not that bad.
No, but I am not very knowledgeable as you perceived as I seem to be. I kind of a lot of this tea drinking is more so just me kind of is hot water. I pour it onto like whatever little if I have like the tea bags or if I have like the little what's it called? A little strainer for teas. I have one of those. And a lot of my tea I usually get from my sister. A lot of the teas I've tried are thanks to her or me going over to visit her and like having a nice little cup of tea late at night and just kind of like talking and chatting.
Mm. So, any guesses?
With in reference to what the hot water does to the tea, no, I'm
Yes.
stalling.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to give you the answer?
Yeah, I'm actually intrigued, honestly.
Once again, this is all based off of memory, and it's been a while since I've actually looked into these. But yes, the tea temp or the water temperature does matter when brewing tea. I
Yeah.
believe, I believe what it does to the tea leaves if you either have it too hot or too low, it will either over extract or under extract.
Hmm.
Meaning, meaning, your tea's either going to taste super watery and kind of like the essence of tea, like not the extract of tea. It's going to be like it was maybe there, but if it's too hot, I believe it makes it to where the tea produces more bitter flavors quicker. I believe.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely something I didn't know, but an interesting little fact I can use to quiz my sister, because I
Mm,
doubt she's as. Actually, it'd be really funny if she knew all these answers.
yeah.
I think I'd
Ah.
be a little bit more disappointed in myself, but if she did.
Pop quiz.
Another?
Yes.
Oh Lord. Okay. All right. Keep them coming. Let's go.
So I meant to bring this up earlier because we were mentioning it. Caffeine. Caffeine levels in coffee.
Are you
Now,
asking?
no. Give it a second. Do what's the word? Uh, come on. Oh, okay. Yes. Do medium roast, dark roast, or light roast coffees have more caffeine? Is that how you say that? I don't think that's how you say that.
Like, was it which one has the most
Yes, which one?
caffeine?
Which one has the most caffeine? Dark roast, medium roast, or
Uh,
light
dark
roast?
darker roast. I mean, I feel like it's names are kind of like somewhat of a giveaway. Like you'd assume a light roast is like, I guess you could say a light coffee, not as caffeinated. If I'm somehow completely misforgetting that, then I'm gonna be ruled. That's one I do know.
Contrary to popular belief,
Never mind.
light
Go
roast
ahead.
coffees have the most caffeine. I do not remember the exact science of it, but I think the more you roast the bean, the less caffeine there is. But apparently, there isn't too much of a difference, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, I
But
feel bamboozled.
at the same time, a
Saddening.
coffee snob on YouTube, I guess, I don't know, I don't want to be too mean. Um, a particular weird coffee person on YouTube, as they like to call themselves, they said there are some coffees that can have up to 300 milligrams of caffeine, while some can have as low as, what was it, 20? 22 milligrams? I don't know, it's some crazy difference.
Yeah, interesting.
Yes.
I feel a little bamboozled. I again, I said that one with my chest. I was like, yeah, right? Nope.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, I can really quickly fact check myself. So,
If you'd like to. I was debating on just Googling it. I was like, should I pull up Google Chrome to the side?
okay. Ba, 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 ba. Google says light roast coffee will have oh so slightly more caffeine. So, yes,
Google has betrayed me.
Google has betrayed you.
All right. Is there another pop quiz to follow along with that one?
No, but you're lucky because I know I'm forgetting a couple pop quizzes that I had prepared, so it might come to me later.
All right. Hopefully, you may or may not remember those. We'll see.
Yes.
Let's see. Actually, since I've done a couple of questions, would you like to bring up any of the questions you might have had for myself?
Any of the questions I might have had for you?
Mm-hmm.
I got so distracted with the pop quizzes, I forgot the questions I did. Oh, yes, no, never mind. I do remember the pop quizzes that I have. So, so with some of the past guests I have brought on here, even to know I know you are in the same country as me, are there any regional foods that you can specifically bring to mind? Such as how Canada has poutine or Putin. Um, I think Sweden has something. And
Honestly, I was gonna say more
yeah,
so something. Um, hmm. I guess I don't want to say there's many like region other. Hmm.
it's a tough question.
It is a tough question. I would say, I mean, different states have different like certain foods.
Yes.
Um,
But America as a whole, can you list a single specifically American food?
well, to be fair, American is like,
American original.
is there one? My brain instantly goes to like burgers, corn dogs, although I'm sure if I was to look that up, it'd say it comes from some like European country.
Yes, burgers do come from some European country.
Corn dogs?
Uh, maybe. That's
Let me.
actually that's a decent answer. I got to thinking about it on my own because I also had a hard time figuring that out. And I thought, well, I guess
Just fact check, and corn dog is indeed United States.
yes. See, it's like you gotta think about the weird Frankenstein foods that we've created, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I looked it up and I looked up Frito pie and I thought, well, that seems pretty American, right? Turns out it was made in Mexico, so not
Mm-hmm.
American. And I think there were like two other things I also found that were American American originals, but I do not remember them. So it's a little saddening.
Honestly, corn dog and well, burgers not so much. I was like, okay, burgers Americans have a lot of, but I won't say that's our main thing. But corn dogs is like the randomest thing that I can totally picture being just American.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Pop quiz.
Oh dear.
I think. Oh, this is one of those random facts that I totally don't remember how true it is. Um, it was some specific odd number with UK and American pizzas. I think okay. For the same price as one pizza in the UK from a Domino's chain, how many pizzas from Domino's can you get in America?
Hmm.
While you think about that, I'm going to look that up because I forgot the actual number.
Can I look up what an American Domino's pizza is worth?
Sure.
Because I
Yeah,
have.
you do that.
I'm gonna say how much. I'll be. That's oh, I did not mean the Domino's company. It just gave me how much the Domino's I'm just gonna wing it and I'm gonna say a Domino's pizza is like $8 in the US. So that's maybe like you said one pizza
One pizza from the Domino's in UK. How many
in
pizzas can you get?
euros or in American dollars.
It's not about price, it's about how many pizzas you could get. It's
Oh,
like,
from
okay, okay, in the UK, you can get one pizza. Now, if you
mhm.
were to get, well, okay, how do I say it? If you were to take the same money you spent on that one pizza in the UK and you use that to get pizza in the US, how many pizzas could you get in the US compared to
I'll
the UK?
say is there a difference in like the size of the pizza?
Uh,
Like can I say like two large pizzas and a small?
yes, yes.
Okay. I'll say a mm, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna say two large pizzas and a small.
Okay, let's
Or
see
a
if I
normal.
can actually find this because it's gonna be a bit because I'm gonna have to watch this whole video just to find that. Uh,
Just a
it was
random fun fact in a random video.
yeah, it was some stupid fact on how like you could get one pizza in the UK while you could get like five pizzas in the US for the same
Oh,
price.
what? Oh,
Yeah, it was something like that.
what?
Oh,
Alright, while this little pause goes on, I'm gonna take a swig of my water because I just finished my coffee.
yes.
Ba-da-bum. There's been like three times my dog's been wanting to like get up and I just like glare at her like do not move.
Oh,
She's laying next to me right now, so her little pitter patter on the floor probably picked up around the first like 3 minutes of us starting, but I think it's fine.
hmm. Okay, I can't find the exact statistic, but it's some ridiculous difference. And I
So
just
me being wrong.
yes. So you're either right or you're either wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't prove you wrong or right. Oh.
All right, so we'll say it's two large pizzas and one small. I'm gonna actually have to ask one of my friends in Europe how much a pizza or Domino's pizza over there costs.
That would be pretty good. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't remember any other questions I would have had for you. I'm sorry, I
You
forgot.
didn't even ask a question. You gave me a pop quiz.
Yeah, but it's like no, I asked you
Hmm.
what did I ask you?
You asked me pop quiz
No,
questions.
no, before that. What did I ask you before that? Mm. Anyways, I don't know. There was just
All right,
oh,
here,
it's
I'll give you
escaping my
three
mind.
basic you can do the basic questions that people ask you when it comes to like podcast stuff, but like in reverse for like art.
Oh,
I was
well,
expecting that, honestly.
okay. So the main idea with the guest episodes that I came up with a long time ago was that I didn't want to do the stereotypical like how did you get into this? What's it like
Makes
doing that?
sense.
Blah blah blah. Because I just felt like so many people did that before. But at the same time, if you were to ask me, what you kind of did, to ask you those questions, I guess I'd have to.
I mean, I do
So,
also have some other more intriguing like video game questions.
oh, yes.
Okay. So I will go on to that. Not sure how you're gonna edit that whole like 15 minutes of awkwardness, but all right. Moving on. I wanted to ask, what do you think about the rise in visuals in the gaming industry? Like, how do you think the visuals could possibly improve? I say this more so based off of some of the most recent games. I don't know if you've seen much of any gameplay with both The Last of Us 2 and the Spider-Man Miles game, but kind of how realistic those have gotten and what you think of how the graphics have changed and improved.
Uh, well, actually, this is a pretty good question, pretty good thing. Let me start you off with a little anecdote. Not too long ago, I finally got back into the idea of actually doing something with my CRT TV in my closet that I very oh so rarely use. And I decided, what if I hook up that old PS3 that my father got from some old lady who was trying to get rid of, I think, her son's old stuff or something. And so I finally found some cables in the garage and I finally hooked it up to the CRTV. And I booted it up. I booted it up. What was it? Well, that doesn't really matter what it was. I booted it up, and I guess you could say it was not the most stunning. And it's one of the later games there ever. Well, okay, with Destiny. Destiny is a game that you can play on the PS3, and it looked pretty good at the time. It was pretty good. But then you go to Destiny 2 and you go to that on the PS4, and then it's even better. You've got these crazy looking skies. You've got all these colors. You've got HDR. You've got clouds that look like they're popping out at you. You've got like stuff like that. And even Call of Duty Cold War. You look at the cutscenes on that thing on the PS4, it looks like you're watching a 4K movie. Even to know it's the PS4 and it's not actually 4K. You load into the game though. It takes a little longer to render, and it does kind of
Mhm.
look like a bunch of clay and poo poo smooth walls and stuff at first. But then it does get good. It does get good, and then you go to okay. The PS4. It took years and years and years for game developers to actually start like maximizing and reaching the limits of PS4's capabilities. Last of Us
Mhm.
2 looks amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it looks amazing. And it took a long time for them to do that. They worked on the game for so long.
Oh yeah.
And it's crazy. You think about the PS5 and how much they've improved on the PS5. 4K, even what was it, minimal 8K? Even to know some people are saying that the 4K doesn't look too great. Basically, years and years and years from now, at the end of the PS5's lifespan, you're probably going to see some stupid, crazy looking graphics. It's probably going to look crazy. They're going to optimize, they're going to make everything slick. Ah. Yep.
Hmm?
Yep.
You good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You made like a weird. But yeah, that's a perfect. That was really what I was hoping to get out of you. But because I completely agree. Watching, sadly, I was not able to play The Last of Us myself, but getting to watch someone else play it, I was so intrigued by like the visuals, and I also started thinking about like, okay, well, like even the first Last of Us, you could say, was kind of like a breakthrough with how realistic back then a lot of the graphics were, how like in tune it was, and you compare the first Last of Us to this new one, and there's a huge jump in the visuals, of
Oh
course.
yeah. Yeah.
Especially even in the remastered version of the first one, there's an obvious difference between the two. And so, as you said, as the years have progressed, they get more time to really get to improve and adapt based on the limitations of the console they have. And now that the PS5 is here, especially with the remotes, there's so much they can do, especially because it's just come out. I can't imagine, like, in the next couple of years, well, in a while, when game developers start, like, creating games now where they implement a lot more of a focus with the very, like, adaptable controller with all, like, especially, like, the trigger, like, how sensitive it is. I think I've tested it out, especially, like, with the whole. I really wish, I think I really want, if possible, like some game to come out where you can use like a bow, because I loved because you can do this little like not trial run, kind of like a little testing thing on the PS5. I forgot exactly. It's like a little game, and you can kind of test out like the different like triggers of like shooting a gun or like pulling back like a bow and arrow, and there's like kind of like a slight pull and like the pull click all the way to you to like pull the arrow or like pull the bowstring all the way back and then it's phenomenal. That's like the best I could say. And so I am so excited to see how like game developers kind of like run with that and like test the limitations of the PS5 both visually and mechanically.
Yes. 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 Yes.
I could go on for days about visuals.
Yes.
Um Although that's mostly because of like I like seeing a lot of the behind the scenes type esque stuff, like a lot of the all the layering, all like the like effects, artistic concept pieces part of it. So it's really neat to see it go from like pen, paper, or like tablet and computer to like this fully rendered 3D voice crack 3D masterpiece or this whole world. Um, Following through with that. I didn't have a follow up with that.
How does the awkward silence sound? uh,
Awkward. I have two more questions, but none of them can be followed through. Oh, the song and sound design of games have also greatly improved. The sound design specifically has greatly improved. I know with I forgot which console, PS5, I think, or is it out now for the PS4? There's these like headphones where like, or I think it's coming out for the PS. I can't remember where I heard it from, but they were I think Sony
3D.
or one.
3D audio.
Yeah, 3D audio. There you go. And so, especially with games like um where you have to like sneak and maneuver to have like that surround sound audio, like if you're trying to go through like a what is it called? I don't want to say story mode. Do you know what I'm talking
Stealth.
about?
Like,
No.
uh, I'm
The
not
campaign,
too
like
sure.
campaign modes in a like in a Call of Duty game where you have to kind of go through like your little missions, and you can kind of hear like people talking or like walking behind you and having to like go behind here there. Or perfect example, The Last of Us 2. There's a bunch of brilliant stealth scenes which with a 3D, like the 3D audio in a headset, would work phenomenally, honestly.
Fun fact, 3D audio has actually been around for years and years and years. And there was even a there was a bit of a trend in the ASMR community where a lot of ASMR artists were actually trying to test around with 3D audio. Also, fun fact, the human ear cannot actually detect 3D audio from audio like that. I don't really know a good way of explaining it, but there's only so much that the ear can truly, I guess, gain. Truly, like, oh, what's the word?
Take in,
Recognize? I don't know.
mm, process.
Yes, process.
There you go.
So
Oh, well,
yeah,
that's interesting. I know I've seen, well, definitely, is it called 3D? I don't, it's called something else. I don't know. I don't want to say it's like the same thing, but there's like the songs where it kind of goes from like one ear to the other.
stereo.
Yeah,
Or
that.
or I don't know if binaural or stereo are the same thing. I don't think they are. I think there's a minute difference between the two. But
I've heard
stereo,
both of those names be kind of like switched between the two,
yes.
honestly.
But I'm pretty sure the more accurate definition for music most of the times is stereo. Yes.
Hmm, makes sense.
Speaking of that, I guess I can ask you a question. I didn't really plan on asking you this. Your music intake. I'm assuming you're mostly a digital person, but did you grow up with CDs, cassettes, or vinyls?
I grew up with vinyls, actually. I've been meaning to start collecting vinyls again, actually. It's been my plan. Um, didn't grow up with cassette tape. CDs, yes, like for, car trips. Cassette players are an interesting one, though. I believe you collect cassettes, right?
I do.
Okay.
I have
Um,
a cassette deck, which that sounds bad if you listen to that too quickly. I have a cassette deck right here. I would smack it, but I've got too much stuff on it to do that.
oh, okay.
Eh,
Cassettes are also a really neat one. I know, like I like doing little like collecting, so like vinyls, especially because I think I want to have like a nice like vinyl player and like a whole like selection of just like vinyls, both of like modern music now and some like older like collectible vinyls from I don't know, I don't know, some like original vinyls are super expensive, stupid expensive, although fair
yes.
enough.
Those typically are due to pressing limitations. If a brand, not brand, if a band only presses so many, then they'll become rarer and rarer. That's why typically, whenever you see vinyls or cassettes, I've experienced it with cassettes myself. I've been a little, I guess you could say, put off when it comes to getting second pressings. I guess you can't really
Mhm.
press a cassette, but you know what I mean.
I get you. Like not like I guess second hand. Yeah, I get it.
Yes.
Maybe not in like an original, but it's yeah.
Yes. Um, every now and then, I keep on having to forcefully make myself forget this. Fun fact, cassettes only really last about 30 years before they start degrading. And every now and then, I have the midlife crisis type of thing where it's like, should I still continue to collect cassettes? Because it's going to become pointless at some point.
I
It
wouldn't say
stinks.
pointless. I think it's like
Eh,
a nice little although yes, alarming, especially if you put like money into it. You're like, "Oh no, this is going to go away in 30 years." But 30 years is a decent bit of time for you to be able to hold on to them. And I think even now, like cassette tapes and vinyls are becoming more of like a obviously not a commonplace because a lot of music is digital now. So a lot of those things are, unless if you have like an old classical heart, then of course you're gonna want to like keep and collect those. But who knows? In the next
yes.
couple of decades, it might become even more of a rarity.
I've got some older cassettes here alongside new ones. I have these classic rock cassettes that
Hmm.
probably won't be around within the next 5 or 10 years. Maybe not even, which stinks. But at the same time, like you said, it's very fun. It's nice.
Oh yeah. Speaking of music, do you have a specific taste in music, or do you just kind of listen to whatever as long as the song's kind of good?
Uh, I have been trying to get into newer stuff, but it used to be mainly classic rock. Then it changed into what was it? I don't know. But more recently, it's been stuff like ambient or I guess still kind of classic rock. Not really. I don't really
Hmm.
like. It's hard to really say. I don't know if there really are any specific genres to it. Just indie stuff, I guess, but not really.
Yeah, I get you. I think, at least for myself, I kind of switch between everything. The more so, like, is it just kind of whatever you like is
Yeah.
more so my kind of thing. I listen to varying. I can't really say I specifically like one type because I switch between like listening to house, EDM, hard rock, metal, lo-fi, sometimes classical rock with my dad. Um, I just kind of switch all over the place, honestly. A lot of my playlists are very chaotic and
Yes.
switch between a lot of different like moods, vibes, genres, energies.
Yes. One thing
I just
one thing I find a lack of are songs about narcissism. I know that might sound bad and might sound a little odd, but I do every now and then I do feel like, I really want to listen to a song that makes me feel good about myself. But not like in a happy go lucky way, in a I'm better way.
no, you know what? I completely get. Sometimes there are those times where you just kind of want to feel like, um, I don't. How do I? The word. Okay, the sentence I want to use is like a bad bee. I'm not gonna curse because I know you don't do that often here. So I'll just say like a bad bee.
Yes.
Just kind of feeling like the center of the world. And I get that. There definitely aren't that many, which kind of sucks, but those rare few that you can find are definitely ones to keep. Although a lot of times sometimes they're very it's usually more pop songs of like singers being on like I got this, I got that. And it's like, okay, I
Yes.
don't have that though, but I'll vibe along with your success.
Mm-hmm. I I just feel like there's a lot I'm forgetting.
Me too. I'm looking through. I'm trying to see. Oh, my thing probably picked up the dog. Row. Um, I think I've gone through all my questions. Just a couple of follow-ups I kind of like left out. Um, hmm. Oh, I did want to. Let's see. What's one of the older games that you can kind of remember? One of the first consoles you can remember having played while growing up.
Okay. The very, very first console that I can remember playing very, very vaguely, pretty sure it was a Nintendo 64, but I only remember being allowed to play that like once. But
Really,
beyond,
I
yeah.
grew up most of my life playing Nintendo 64. That's why I kind of got a little excited. I was like, yes, Nintendo 64 game.
Yeah, my siblings, they were like, you're too young to understand games. The second console I remember the most was the GameCube, and then after that
Mhm.
it was the Xbox 360. Then it went to the PS3, then PS4, and still the PS4. And
Nice.
kind of the PC, even to know my PC can't even really run a lot. I've been slowly getting into PC stuff.
I hear my dog in the background. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh well. All right. Dog's just settling in for a nice sleep. I know a lot of the reason why I got so much into video games, not so much now. I know a lot of times I'll be like, "Oh, I like video games," and it'll hop on to like, "Oh, tech focused stuff." And I'm like, okay, well now I mostly like games based on art, but back then I loved playing on Nintendo 64 with my older brother. We used to play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask all the time. Me more so to ride on Epona and ride along Hyrule Fields because I was too scared to approach any of the major boss battles. I usually let my brother handle all that. I know
Yes.
after that I ended up focusing on or we played the GameCube, although there was the Wii's back I think it's the Wii's still sometimes they you could play GameCube games on the Wii, of course. So we used to have the Wii so we could play like Mario Party and like what is it? Wii Sports along with like some of the old GameCube games that our cousins would let us borrow.
Uh, I think the only GameCube games I remember playing were some Winnie the Pooh game and then Smash. Other than that, I don't remember. Once again, my like eldest sister, she was very, very I don't want to say greedy. She wouldn't let me play all these consoles and all these games and stuff. She would
She
keep the
kind of
Game
wanted to
Boy.
keep it away from the little sibling hand. She's like, "No, you're too little. I don't want you to mess my stuff up." Nee, nee, nee.
No, I think she just didn't think I would get it or something.
Oh, okay. Fair enough as well.
Yes. She
I
would
know
like
back then I didn't take many of the games seriously. Now I look back on like the games I played as some of the fondest memories I have of growing up, but I definitely didn't know what the heck was going on when I was playing them.
yeah. Have you ever played Dark Souls?
No, I have not actually heard of it, of course, but never played it.
Darn. Well, I mean, I guess that's all I can say about that. Okay,
Sorry to cut off your topic.
have you ever played Destiny?
No, I have not.
Okay. Uh what's another game I mainly Overwatch. Have you ever played Overwatch?
No.
I I don't like Overwatch anymore. I used to be really into it. Now I'm not.
Hmm. I
So
know
that's
there was
fine.
a huge craze. I guess there was a whole bunch of people who liked and played it, and I was like minorly interested, but I honestly don't play many games as of now. I think a lot of the games I focus on now have hmm, I I can't really think of anything. I know as soon as Breath of the Wild Zelda came out, I hopped on that so quick because like I mentioned, I grew up playing Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I haven't played many other games. I've seen playthroughs of Twilight Princess and ooh, what was that really toony one that um
Uh
huh, I can't remember. Link is
oh,
like this little toon character and it,
I
he's
think I
traveling
remember.
this hmm?
Does the boat? The dragon boat?
Yeah, the dragon boat.
Ah. Oh, Wind Waker?
Yeah, Wind Waker. There we go. Wind Waker. I've seen playthroughs of those, so I've like always had a special place in my heart for Zelda games. So when the new one came out and I realized I had a Switch, I immediately hopped on that, and I still have not beat it because I just don't want to go and beat Ganon because I have heard that one, he is a very like the mini boss battles you play with each one of the individual like mech guardian or things are a lot harder than Ganon is individual, like by himself, which was
Ganon is a pushover. You can blow on him and he will die.
yeah. So I was a little bit like, well, that sucks, and I just kind of enjoy just going through like Hyrule Fields and just exploring everything. I usually just spend my time kind of like riding a horse to every single corner of the map, buying arrows, going to the mountains, and like going in and like just collecting a whole bunch of like meat to like go back and sell. And I just kind of like ride around and just like experience like all my little kid like I guess childhood fantasies. Because I remember when I was little, I used to think just the Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time maps were so huge. It's like, oh my god, you can go anywhere. And then now you play like Breath of the Wild, and you're like, oh my god, you really can go anywhere.
I think my modern day young mind has soiled my ability to really overly get too engrossed in that, you know?
hmm
Like, my mind is numb to it nowadays. When I
Mm.
visited my brother for Christmas, and I had about a week, and he also had Breath of the Wild, he made a new account just for me so I could play, and I beat it in about a week. Maybe
Yeah.
4 or 5 days. And every now and then, when I'll visit him and play on his Switch, I'll do something else. Like not but a few weeks ago, I finally got through all the shrines, and
Oh,
a while
nice.
ago, I collected all the memories. And I don't know.
I think there's still one, two shrines. It's one of those like the harder little robots you have to defeat. I just don't like dealing with them. I think, um, like I think. what I really wish that Breath of the Wild didn't really go into was a lot of the temples that were in Ocarina of Time. I really like that the whole temple itself was a puzzle instead of kind of like the little shrines, which some of them are puzzles, but some of them are kind of just like a fight. You just kind of go through, da 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 da. Okay, that's it. Moving on. You do another one, da 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 da. I really liked that the puzzles and which I think just kind of another thing that I really enjoyed about it was I don't want to say I didn't play many other of the games there, but maybe it was kind of breakthrough-ish where the whole like map or section would be so interactive for you to just kind of like you have to solve this and this and this and then you get to this and this and this part and it was just something that was always really fun and kind of like struggling for me, especially because I was like little, I was small brain. I didn't know what was going on, so I would need to get help. But with these, I was like, okay, that one's simple enough. Except for the one on the Two Peaks Mountain. That I was so confused on for a while. I had to look it up to figure that one out. That one was odd.
There were a few shrines I remember being very stuck on because it was like, how would I know that? You know?
hmm
I'd have to say my favorite part about the shrines were doing all the cast quests.
The pardon?
The bird guy.
Oh yes, okay, those. Sorry, I thought you said cast. I was like, pardon?
No.
Oh yeah, the cast ones were also like really fun. I really like those. Oh, you said you finished them all, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so you got to like the end little part. Yeah. Um, I thought that was I don't know. I really like the cast character. I like that he kind of gets to go back or spoiler. I don't really
I
know if you like put any like games with it, but it's been so long since the games come out. I think it's fine.
I mean, I guess like you I didn't think you really spoiled anything. I
I,
mean,
I I don't know. Some people, all right. Side quest cast spoiler about if you have to finish all the shrines. I thought it was he finally gets to go back to his family. I know I took me a second to like make the connection that he was like the dad of like all those little like ones that were over by Meadows Peak, and I was like, oh no. So then I immediately set out on the quest to like find all of them so he could go home because I felt bad.
uh,
Because for a while I didn't want to finish them. I was like, I'll just leave it to the side. And I was like, oh wait, he won't go back if he doesn't if he doesn't get all the songs.
I I don't remember. I think I just kind of like was so intrigued about how he would just pop up out of nowhere in the most random of places, and I was like, why are you here? And then I was like, you
Mhm.
know what? I'm gonna do all of these because it's so interesting. So I did. And let me tell you, do you know how I I can probably tell you why he was out there? Because it would probably be super boring to be over there. Being stuck in that weird tree all day, every day.
True, with all those kids.
Yes.
I think the I forgot specifically what the little town was, but yeah, the little thing. I feel like that was one of the little towns I disliked the most. I liked the surrounding area of it, but I didn't really find the specific town or rock tree thing very intriguing. I definitely adored the what are they called again? Um uh, Googling it real quick. The Zora, there we go. Zora's Domain. I loved how that one looked.
Oh,
I
I
loved the scenery. I loved except the water part. Whenever there was still all that rain going on, drove me nuts. But
exact opposites. We are the exact opposites. I hated the Zoro domain.
really, which one did you
Yes.
like?
The Rita one. I loved the bird people.
Really?
I loved the tree. I would go out of my way just to go there. I would purposely go to the weird hotel bedroom thing just because I liked it so much.
Okay. Hmm.
Yes.
See, I like Zora's Domain visually. If I look at it from afar, I don't like going into that one. I think the one that I like, well, no, not even the go. Hmm. Personally, I'm kind of a little bit on a flat line with all of them.
What? That's
Yeah,
fine.
like I think about it. Well, okay, hold on. Let me think about it. Okay, visual standpoint, I really like the Zora's Domain, although it's all blue and it's not very intriguing. The Rito one, I just don't like because I can't bring my horse there, all the way up there. That's my main problem with it. And
Motorcycle
I don't know. I
World.
just like more. I don't know. Sometimes I wish they were just like more open. They're all very much like they're obviously supposed to be a little part on the map, but sometimes I wish they kind of expanded a little farther, just for the sake of like putting a little bit more. I think I kind of like the Sorry, I'm at a complete loss. The was it the
Mm-hmm.
Gerudo. There we go. In Gerudo Desert, I liked that one a lot as well. Maybe just because of the well, I guess not really the callback, but the overall design of a lot of the characters there. I thought it was kind of funny that there was like a bunch of Gorons there because they didn't know what the heck to do with them because they were like, we don't
Yes.
know if these are male or female. They're just in here.
Yes. I liked the little town, the little village thing, but I also felt like it was a very empty area. That's what I felt like.
Yeah, Um, I think after you kind of go through all the shrines, because a lot of like them, I guess the interesting part was like the little hidden, like, oh, you talk to these and these people and you get to this and this, or you might get that. But once you've kind of accomplished that and there's like no other little side quests in those little towns, they do kind of feel more empty, or whenever you haven't explored them. I know, um, especially with the the volcano little Goron town, I was like, oh, I have to have like these fire potions, got to make sure I only stay here for a little while. And then by the time I had enough to like just buy the armor, I just kind of like waltz on in, and there was no real like rush anymore. It was just kind of like, okay, this is another location now.
Yeah. There's a lot in the volcano area that I don't think I've seen. There's a lot I haven't explored in that area.
Yeah, same. I think there's this one little piece I still haven't gone to. I don't have my Switch near me, but if I did, I probably would turn it on and look at it. But I think there's one of the shrines I haven't gone to is there. I have it marked. Actually, fun little. It's not really that much of a sidetrack. My brother, one who got me into Zelda games, of course, got a giant map. He printed an exact like maybe it was like 12 sheets of paper, all of them perfectly connected and taped on the opposite side. And when he turned it over, he marked every single shrine, every single stable, every single uh Korok seed, everything on this giant map. And he put Mod Podge over it, put it on a cardboard, and he has that hanging. And he sent me a photo of it, and he goes, "Hey, in case you need some help."
Talk about devoted.
Yeah, very devoted Zelda fan. Like I said, he was the one that got me started into it. He was the one with the Nintendo 64. Kind of still the main reason that I'm so into the Zelda games now was because that's kind of the bonding moment between me and my brother growing up was a lot of the like Zelda games.
Real quick, let me just look in this book. This episode is about you. Ah. So I think I'm gonna have to fall back on the typical so common questions that all podcasters have to go on. So, I guess I mean like okay, you're an artist.
Mhm.
Yes. You have an Instagram presence.
Yes.
Yes. I've never used Instagram. I don't have an Instagram account. I have no idea what that really is other than pictures. So,
Really?
yes.
Huh.
If you could elaborate a little bit more on that, that would be nice and it would allow me to understand exactly what you do a little bit more.
On what Instagram is or
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Instagram.
Okay, so I mean, honestly, you boil it down pretty decently. It is just another social media where you can post pictures. I know you're on Twitter, so I'll say like Twitter, except instead of it just kind of being like text kind of thrown everywhere, it's more so focused on specifically the image part and then the text and like, because you can't just post a direct, like, just text, like, I don't want to say text message, like text box. You can kind of just, the main focus is usually the images or the videos that you're posting. Um, so it's, hmm, that's kind of hard to describe, honestly. I'm so used to being on Instagram, like, as my main platform. It's kind of odd to, like, describe it in simple terms.
Hmm.
Um, I guess it's usually kind of a lot of a starting point for a lot of businesses because Instagram has a lot of, like, I don't want to say it has more than other platforms, considering I'm not really on many others other than Instagram and occasionally Twitter, but there's a lot of, I guess, m- marketing focus that Instagram usually has. There's like, well, now at least there's like a new update where there's like a little shop button, where it just kind of takes you to like different people's shops, usually ones that are promoted for by Instagram, or I believe even small business owners can get their stuff on that little shopping page where kind of like the little custom things they might make. They might make like the little handmade earrings, shirts, etc. um, Artists usually are on. It's usually like clothing based is what the little shop is for. Um, and for some people, it's kind of almost like a blog account. You said it's more so focused on pictures, which is true, fair enough. People will post like photos of themselves and they'll like do a long caption of like personalized or copy and pasted thing off the internet. Or as many artists do, they just kind of post their art, and that's kind of how they build their following. They post their art, they add a nice little caption with a whole bunch of hashtags that helps put their art on the Explorer page, so that people can find them there. Um, some people, I guess, interact with their followers like through their comments, or they have like the little stories. I think Twitter just recently added stories as well.
Yes, they are called fleets.
They're called what?
Fleets,
Fleets. Interesting.
I believe.
So the fleets, so Instagram's version is just stories, and there you can do like cool little, like little voting polls. Like, oh, what I usually do on there is I usually ask my own followers, like, hey, what do y'all guys? Oh, Craig did.
The Craig bot sent me a message saying that it disconnected. So, uh,
Should
you know what? Good thing we're recording our own audio, so it should be fine.
okay.
So,
Um,
you did click continue on your recording,
yes, I
right?
did. I did. I did.
Okay, okay.
Oh, that would be a nightmare.
That, yes.
But anyhow, um, for
Speaking speaking of marketing, getting your stuff out there and yada yada, all these small businesses and artists getting their stuff out there with those hashtags and blah 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 on Instagram. I'm just so used to Twitter and YouTube when it comes to that.
mhm.
Did you build up your following on Instagram before making your services for commissions public?
No, actually, my following just kind of grew as that went along. For a couple of years, I actually didn't get any clients at all.
Mm.
I've always kind of had commissions open as an option, and I went through a lot of runarounds to try to get my commissions out there. Um, I didn't really start getting commission and like consistently to be able to make a decent living until last year, 2020. In early 2020, I got commissioned by a user named Piney Appies, and from there on, I guess it was kind of a follow through of people would see, hey, she seems to have a good bit of commissions in her feed. She probably is someone okay to work with. So it just kind of kept continuing on as I got more commissions. I got a chance to practice more on my artwork. I got a chance to improve by working with characters that I like weren't personally mine. I spent more time kind of like revamping, re-editing, just kind of trying to improve myself as I went along instead of really trying to like build that up and then opening them. Although a lot of times it is definitely a lot easier, or I guess simpler to just build up your own platform before opening commissions. It's definitely a lot easier. You have a wider variety, a bigger audience to kind of reach out to. Because being a small creator, you have a very small pool of people who can commission you. And depending on your prices, depending on how much time you put into each piece of work, your pool can kind of increase or decrease based on your prices. For myself, I undercharged myself a whole lot, so my pool of commissioners kind of grew because my prices were super affordable, super underpriced, and it worked for me for a while. And as my following increased, I that pool grew bigger and bigger, and so therefore I would raise up my prices, and my pool would decrease, but I would still have a decent, I guess, comfortable amount of people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so I'm not trying to talk your ear off or talk
Oh
off the
no.
listener's ear.
Remember, this is a podcast episode about you. You're a guest on this show.
True. Um,
Yes.
but I think that's pretty much it. It kind of depends on the person and also usually depends on the app. Especially now with Instagram, there's a little bit of issues when it comes to growing. As I mentioned earlier during this podcast, a lot of times Instagram kind of depends on the artist or whatever small business to kind of essentially like sell their life away to Instagram, which isn't great. I found like a neat little way to be able to promote yourself or kind of do follow Instagram's kind of demanding like um, posting like schedule without it being too overwhelming. I usually have like a good bit of art saved up or stacked up in the like background to be able to post consistently on a schedule 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, with weekends being reserved as my free posting days and specifically for my drawing days or my kind of like days off. With every week, at least once a week, I will do a little like Reels video, I guess Instagram's weird version of TikTok.
That is
And
also another social media I have not touched whatsoever.
yeah, I have not either. I had an account there a long time ago and I have not ever touched it. I still get family members sending me videos from there and I'm like I don't have an account. I can't watch it. I'll like copy and paste it to Safari, but I can't do anything with it.
Hmm. But that actually brings me up to one thing. It was only until like maybe last year or the year before that I've ever even heard of a thing called Telegram. I don't know if you know what that
Really?
is.
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
I Some of my clients are on there.
I had and still kind of have no idea what that is. I don't know. It was a new thing to me. It still kind of is. I haven't looked at it once, but I don't
Hmm.
know. It's bizarre.
Kind of like an alternative version to like a Facebook Messenger or normal text messages, but there you can kind of more just
Yes.
talk to anyone without really having to. I don't think you have to. I think I don't know. So you don't have to give your number to usually anyone other than like the app itself. I think you have to put your number in. I can't remember. I haven't used it in a while.
Mm. Uh, well, I can either ask you another typical podcaster question that they ask their guests, or something else. This is when you choose.
This is one I choose.
Yes.
I would honestly still say it's up to you. Honestly, part of me kind of wants to ask this one question, but I don't want to put you on the spot. But I'll ask it
Oh,
anyways.
yeah.
What did you think of? This is an odd question. What did you think of the artwork that I have done for you and of Sterling? Do you think I captured his image properly?
Uh, okay. Yes. Yes, you did. You did a very good job. And I never want to sound mean,
You don't have to
but
pat.
there.
Okay, you don't have to pat me on the head with this. You don't be like, you did a great job. No, like
No,
this
no,
is
no.
just a.
It's not you that I don't want to mean. It's not you I don't want to be mean to. There was I made a pretty poor investment decision on my side. I bought 50 CDs, 50 CD cases, um, got some card stock, and I was gonna plan on selling a bunch of CDs with my podcast on it. And then I realized, oh wait, nobody even knows about my podcast. But I even got these little labels, these little CD labels, and I commissioned an artist when I still didn't have a ref or anything. I just had the head image. Commissioned an artist. I think they were German question mark, and they did the CD label artwork. And I don't know. I guess my like strategy of pointing out the line, just kind of saying, "Oh, that line doesn't look the way that didn't really work." So I felt bad because I kept on like asking for these tiny changes, but it
Mm-hmm.
like okay, let's see. Okay, you are in the go to the recording session thing, and I'll show you an image of the artwork,
Alrighty.
and it's not bad for what it is. But when I look at it, I think, was it better for me to say nothing and still get it, or my mind is just blank right now? Or would it have been better for me to continue asking about it?
I think
Ooh.
I know you said you don't like having to keep making little changes. I think although you might not like doing the whole long-winded explanations, I think that makes it a lot easier honestly instead of having to like continuously go back. Like I didn't mind it as much cuz I'm usually decently patient, but you know. Oh, there it is.
Yes.
Oh, cute.
Yes.
The darker. Okay, actually, really funny thing. Whenever I was doing the full body for or I
It's
guess for you,
okay. Before you get into that, I was when I was thinking about it and when I looked at it, I was actually quite surprised with how similar the bodies were. I was quite surprised.
Oh man, I yeah, I think they definitely went more for the cat look. It is really cute art.
Yes. It's good. I like it.
Mhm.
But the
But
only thing that bugs me is the head. It's the only
yeah,
thing that
I
bugs me.
know. I know you were pretty precise with it, so that's why I was like, hey, this is a really fun way to like experiment though. I really liked working with the head shape.
Yes.
I although the one drawback is there's only so many angles I can draw Sterling in.
Yes. Cause there are some like meme things about like circles and stuff where they like if they look at you from the like if you were to look straight at their face, it would look
Mhm.
so weird. But like I don't know.
That's why I try to draw him. I didn't want to. I think the full body. Okay, because I had to do two sketch headshots, a sketch full body, and a fly color full body piece of him. And so I was like, okay, that's four drawings. How am I gonna make each one of these unique?
Mm,
And before I go on that tangent, I'll go back to the point I was making earlier was when doing the full body, I think a lot of me asking about the rest of the full body design is because for some reason in my head, I really thought that you were gonna have his tail be the same dark gray as his hair. And it's really funny to see this artist who have done that because I was like, I was thinking the same thing.
yes. Yeah, I don't know. I know nothing about art, so I just kind of leave it up to the artist
It wasn't
most of
anything about art. It was more so just like it's funny. I don't know. I was just like, huh. I wonder if they want the dark gray to kind of follow along the other parts of the body. I was kind of figuring it was gonna be a more simpler design.
yes. The idea behind Sterling is neutral, plain, and yep.
Well, I like it. I think it's an interesting design, and I did have fun doing the rest of the full body, especially for like the clothing bits. I was struggling a bit because I was just like, okay, clothing. pants. I was like, okay, hoodie, right? All right. Design, all right. Do you want this or that? And then when it came to the pants, I was like, I don't know how to ask whether or not you wanted pants on your character.
I
And I was like,
when
that's why I was like, okay, do you want like gym shorts or like khakis?
when when I think about it, I do think, is there ever going to be a point where I ever ask for art where there are no clothes on the character? Like, would it look normal? I don't know. Um, yeah. Okay. Just a little, because I know you know what pants I wear, but just so you know, the only reason I wear those pants is because I haven't changed those pants for years.
Oh my
If
god.
like if I had the chance to like spend a whole day just choosing a new outfit, I would. I would.
No, man. I realize now, like, I've gotten to see, like, most of you, but you really haven't gotten a chance to see, like, most of me, honestly. So it's other than, like, a hoodie. Uh, if you ever do make an
Um,
Instagram account, let me know.
I
But,
don't. There's
you don't
no.
think
I
so?
don't.
Oh well.
No.
Um, but honestly, as of lately, I've been trying because I draw my own. Actually, I haven't drawn Oka in Anthro, but I usually draw Oka and more so like my own type of clothing, somewhat, or pretty much stuff that I wish I could wear or pull off. Some of it's stuff that I honestly wish I could like buy, but I just can't because like certain clothing is just like too overpriced, man. But hoodies and pants aren't always a safe bet.
Yes. Hoodies all the way. I I think for most of my life I've worn a hoodie like almost
Me
every
too.
day. Mm-hmm.
I think, especially in middle school and no, like most of my like old childhood, I had spent wearing like hoodies or specifically just like long sleeve shirts, like those like actually like elementary school. I've bright, sparkly long sleeve shirts like with the female Alvin and the Chickmunks like later on in like when I was like how old was I? I can't even remember.
I wore the exact same hoodie every day. No joke. I only changed it last year.
Really?
Yep.
I think I kind of switch between hoodie. I have a see. The thing is, I sometimes would go to the male section for hoodies because a lot of the female hoodies are thin as paper. They don't do a thing to keep you warm, and I still have most of those hoodies. But now I have a good bit of other hoodies, and I also have some like just jackets, like leather jackets, fake leather jackets. But I think I have one. What are those called? It's like jumper, bomber. What are those things?
Uh,
I can't
bomber
remember.
jacket? No, that doesn't sound right.
No, not a
I th-
jumper. Bomber.
I'm not sure.
I think. Hold on. Doing a little. I mean, yes, bomber jacket. I don't know. It looks different. Like similar stuff. I think it's some sort of subsection of a bomber jacket, but. There's one that I have that's like red. My usual go-to is just this one red bomber jacket, a red shirt, and like just red and black for some reason have been like the two colors I've been wearing like for the past 2 3 years. I need to
Yeah,
find more colors to work with.
I have like maybe 6 different gray shirts and 3 different pairs of cargo pants.
Jesus.
So
I have.
at home, at home, I don't wear cargo pants. At home, I wear gym shorts all the time.
Hmm, fair enough.
Mm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
I have just random. A lot of my closet has not changed for a while. So some of it is very, I guess, I suppose, more feminine, and personally, I just kind of roll with like casual streetwear, honestly. Um, so hold on, I have an old drawing of, well, not even old. There we go. Put it in the session chat, where that's somewhat what the bomber looks like, and then like pants, except without that, not that top. Don't think I would ever have the confidence to ever wear something like that.
All I can think about is how, like, blurry Discord made it look.
Did it really make it that?
Like, on my side, it's kind of blurry looking.
Wait, even if you like click it so that it's like even
I
wait, okay,
mean,
do open original.
maybe it's
Okay.
just...
Even open
Don't
original kind of has it a little blurry, but it's okay.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying, if I spent a whole day or two just changing my whole outfit, my whole setup, I would. I would try so many things if it were up to me.
Oh yeah.
I mean it is up to me, but it's like not, I don't know.
Like one, clothing is like expensive. Unless you go thrift shopping. I've kind of been wanting to go for a little bit just because it's like, cause you walk into like a Kohl's and you buy like a jacket and a shirt and you leave paying $80.
I haven't been in Kohl's so long. I think the only times I've ever been to Kohl's were when my mother or my sister were trying to get some clothes.
Yeah, my mom usually has like those. Is it the Kohl's cash? So she'll always want to go, and I'm like, I'm good. I think I'm good.
Mm.
I rather like go to like a little like, and well, not sorry. I almost said antique shop. I meant to say like a thrift store, even though I haven't gone into one to like buy clothing. More so just to buy like little like trinkets and such. I think I
Yes.
managed to find this really neat tea set, which was really nice.
Some of the best triggers you can have for ASMR are the weirdest, most like bizarre things you could ever find, and probably only ever find at like thrift stores or garage sales. But rarely do I go to those anymore. I used to go to garage sales all the time, but now,
I don't think I've gotten to go to a garage. I think I've done a garage sale like maybe once or twice. I know for a while my family and I cleaned out the garage completely. We took everything out and we were like, all right, we're gonna have a garage sale on Saturday. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be in the morning, and we're gonna like get rid of all this stuff so we don't put it back in the garage. That's the one thing we needed, just not in the garage. We didn't do that.
I think my family, we've done garage sales, and we, like, I want to say we've done one every year. Well, no, like, maybe for the past 4 years, maybe skipping a year. But we rarely ever actually sell anything. Our neighbors, though, we'll have a neighbor, like, just this last garage sale, our neighbor, like, a few houses down, they had, like, 20 cars there the whole day. It was so insane. They had this big lot. They had like 5, 6 tables out in their front yard. It was insane.
Damn.
We sold a pretty big TV that was broken for $5.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Like broken as in like completely unusable or like usable
Like
but broken?
the TV, like if you were to try to turn it on, it wouldn't turn on. But
I guess
I
you
don't
could
know
scrap
what
it
it
for like the
was.
little parts. I don't know.
Yes. And then we
That's
also
cool.
sold a bike. And I think that was it. We actually gained stuff. Our neighbor across the street actually came over and gave us 2 lamps.
So just added to
Yes.
y'all's collection. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, we didn't end up usually selling a lot of stuff. We would try to, but then usually whenever we try to plan a garage sale, we usually end up just being like, we're just gonna put this stuff back in the garage until the garage sale. And then the garage sale never happened. So we just leave the stuff in the garage, and eventually we just add more stuff, and we'd end up just kind of like taking it and donating like the stuff that you could actually like use. Bless you.
Thank you.
That was like
Continue.
2 complete like tone changes. I thought that was really funny.
What?
You're like, cause sorry, I kind of like zoned out for a second.
What?
No.
I
The
sneeze.
tiredness is getting into me too, cause the sneeze was like high, like not even high pitch, but then you were just, I said bless you, and you're like thank you.
I mean, yeah, let me tell you. I don't know if I do a voice when I record the podcast or not. Like, I always ask myself, what does my normal voice sound like? And then I don't know. Whenever I think about it too much, I feel like I can't speak in my normal voice.
I think like I know even myself, like sometimes when I get into these like, all right, I know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go into a tangent. My voice kind of changes, and I have noticed listening to your podcast, like the beginning is very like, podcast like, da-da-da-da-da. It's like the voice, I guess. I
The
do this,
voice.
huh?
The voice.
Yeah, just the voice. Like it's like that announcer voice, like
Oh,
same
yes.
how I
I,
explained, like I was just like, "Hi, this is Okasein or Oka here."
Let me tell you, I love doing the whole welcome back to Radio Channel 1471 thing because I can get really into that.
I don't blame you. It's like a lot of fun. Like okay, I want to be completely honest with you. Right before recording this, I really was just rehearsing that same like, "Hi, this is Oka or Okasein," and I
I
still ended
was
up screwing it up.
I was rehearsing the welcome back to Radio Channel 1471 thing. That's what I was doing when I was testing my audio because I changed my gain on my mic because this is the new mic
Ooh, right.
and
It's the pod mic something something. Rode pod
Rode
mic.
Pod mic.
There we go.
Yes. I last time I recorded had it on my right side, and it's more. I feel like it's easier to speak into it on my right side. Now it's on my left side, so you can't hear the. Oh, okay. Apparently, you can't hear it now.
I thought you were
But
about to like get real close and do some ASMR.
no, I don't think you can on this mic. Basically, my monitor makes this weird low hiss sound because when you review the audio, there's just this hiss. Let me tell you, a downside to having open back headphones is that you kind of don't really notice the hisses and the quieter sounds as much. I mean, I can't. Typically, when you do use these mics, you. Okay. I don't want to do it. Okay. No, I don't. I don't. I've never done it before. I've never done the whole up close in the mic thing.
Do it, coward.
I don't know what I would do though. Like, like, I mean, what do you do?
I don't
Okay,
know.
okay. Ask a question and I'll respond.
Up close to
through
the
that.
mic.
Yes.
What's your favorite dog breed?
God.
Please just whisper something like German Shepherd into the mic, because that would be so freaking hilarious.
I mean, I was gonna say more than that.
Oh.
Well, I guess you could say Huskies or Labradors.
Nice. Oh wait, I think I have shown my husky before. That's right.
Mm-hmm. So,
Not sure what else to say, honestly.
you know, it's very interesting. It's so bad. Like, this mic is not made for that type of stuff. I mean, it's made for the getting up really close into the mic and sounding like you're on NPR. But when you're far away, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I decently understand. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a very techy person. I just wasn't expecting that.
Oui. So, I guess I should ask you another typical podcaster question.
All right.
Are there any things, any commissions that you regretted?
Absolutely, 100%.
Elaborate,
All right.
please.
um, Actually, one of the stories is a long-winded one. I won't go into that one, but that story actually is one of the reasons why I had to change my terms of service in regards to people making last-minute changes beyond a certain point.
Oh.
Um, it was a I know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I just made you a little antsy because you asked for a lot of changes, but I promise it's not you.
Oh.
It was, I'll vaguely explain. It was a client of mine that had asked for this, really complex, scene. Not really a scene, honestly. It was a character based off of Dungeons and Dragons esque type theme, and they wanted it like all posed in a fighting style, and there was like water and crazy stuff kind of going on. And as much as I like loved the idea, it was out of my comfort zone. So I just kind of had to tell them like, "Hey, I can't do that," which I kind of felt bad because I want to meet their expectations with my work. But they seemed understanding enough. They're like, "Oh, okay." And fast forward, working through the commission, there was a bit of like, I don't know how to say this. A lot of times, whenever there's a first time commissioner, I do my best to try to like keep up to date or kind of like talk to the person as much, especially if they really don't know me. Because I feel like if it's your first time commissioning someone, whether it's your first commission overall, if it's your first commission with that person, if you don't communicate with them, they will be distrustful of you, and I don't want that. I want people to think that I will get their work done, that I'll do it efficiently, and I'll do it in the best quality that I possibly can. But so a lot of times they would always ask like, "Hey, have you gotten started? Have you gotten started? Hey this, hey that," within like days at a time. And I would explain like, "Hey, when I get a certain part like through, like I'll send it to you. I think you since you've commissioned me before, you know that like if I have a sketch done, I'll send you the sketch. If I have the colors done, send you the colors. If I have the background and everything else done, I'll send that to you, and I'll go through it step by step and making sure everything is a-okay and all dandy." And I guess as much as I tried to explain that, it wouldn't really work. And so, skip a little bit to by the time I got to the flat color, send it to them. I was like, "Okay, is everything all good?" They're like, "Sure, okay." Getting to finishing it up, and they go, "Oh, actually, you got this and this and this wrong." And I was like, "Okay, what's wrong?" I know I sent you their reference sheet, and their reference sheet has this and this and this, but I actually don't want the character to look like that, so can you completely remove that?
Hmm.
And I was just it wasn't the biggest deal. It was a character that had black like down its arms and legs. So I really just needed to take like a paint bucket tool and just kind of fill it in with white. But that was kind of the long-winded way of talking about someone who just asked me to make a change that wasn't something they told me in the first place, but they said that it was a mistake on my behalf.
Oh.
Although I
Uh,
had not known about this character design change, they posted it on their Instagram account, but they didn't tell me that's what they wanted the commission to look like because they sent me a reference sheet of the character with the black on their arms and legs.
oof. They tried. They tried taking a stab at you.
Yeah, and
Oof.
I, went with it. I just kind of was like, okay, whatever. I finished it, moved on. Now, I have had situations like that, a worse one more recently, where it was like a daily messaging like that. It was a changing of this, changing of that. A whole little fiasco of me saying, hey, this was great. I really loved working on this drawing. I just didn't love working with you, so I don't think I'll be working with you in the future. And I think
Oof.
they got a little bit like personally offended, so they tried to like guilt me and saying like, I'm sorry if you hate me now. I feel like this is all my fault. And I just kind of had to just shrug it off
Okay.
like, I mean, yeah. I
Man.
don't know how much else I could say about that.
Man. I don't know though. I feel like there are times when I could be like, Darn, I really feel like I screwed the pooch there.
No, like you're a great person to work with on like I
Ah,
said, you are very precise about your characters and I don't mind that. It helps me a lot as an artist to be able to understand how you want your character to be drawn and my goal as an artist to be paid by clients is to bring their characters to life the way they envision them, the way they envision them in my style. There's only so much I can do, of course, if someone was to commission me and say, "Hey, can you draw in this other style?" I obviously can't do that. But if
you
someone
see,
has an image, oh, sorry.
that's why when I went to you mainly because it was most convenient for me, and
And two.
two, because I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do the cheapo sketch headshot just to make sure that it works, and just to make sure that you can make it look like something that I'd be like, oh yeah, that looks like Sterling. Because I have done the whole, I'll look at the image and I'll look at it from far away. And if I can tell very clearly, oh, that looks like Sterling. And it's like, oh yeah, good.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I kind of figured that. At first, I just figured it was like gonna be a one-time thing, and I was like, okay, there we go. And then you came back again, and I was like, oh, okay. And I saw your user pop up on my Patreon, and I was like, oh, never mind. Hello, howdy.
Yes. When I went to your Patreon, I chose that tier. Why do you think I chose that tier?
For the sketch rewards.
No. I chose that tier so I could hit you up at 2 a.m. and be like, yo, would this be a possible thing?
Oh right, I forgot the what are they? Flesh, not flesh blooms. Rosebuds. Y'all guys get access to my commissions, or y'all guys pretty much just I'm y'all's slave. That's the most accurate way I can put it. Y'all guys can hit me up at any point. Just be like, I want this done.
If it,
Take
okay,
my money.
if I weren't already a Patreon to like 3 other people, I would have probably gone for the highest tier so I could get that discount too.
Oh my
But
god, you mad lad.
I would have, but at the same time, it was like, well, I don't want to drop these other guys because I'm devoted to these guys too, you know?
Oh man, that's really cool though. Like I said, I appreciate the support. It means the world. I thought I was like shook as well. I was like, I already know you, but you pay me like $6 a month. I don't know how to feel about it.
God.
um, but anyhow, um, hmm. Other than that, I don't think there's any like experiences I haven't liked. You know, those are just kind of like my two worst experiences. They're definitely not anything like super nightmare worthy. There's definitely been like much worse of like artists getting scammed, getting like drawbacks on like their PayPal money, which is a fear for any artist, but personally haven't had it happen to me thankfully.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot to mention this. Because I'm still somewhat fairly new to commissioning people, um, you could have totally, because I've always thought this was the case, you could have totally taken like 2 or 3 months to send me a sketch, and I probably wouldn't have noticed that as a bad thing. I would have probably been like, oh yeah, this is normal, right?
No.
So I probably would have just been like, oh yeah, makes sense. Takes time.
I mean, sometimes it's I don't know. I try because I think in my terms of service, I specifically say the max time I'll take on a commission is like 2 months because I feel like if I don't update my commissioners at least on a weekly basis, I at least have something done or tell them, hey, I haven't started or I haven't done this, but this is where you are in regards to other people in my queue. Or that's why I have the public queue that people can like look at and see where they are if I haven't sent them something like that week.
Hmm.
Um, I know. I think the sketch headshot I think was like the quickest thing I had done for you. And I'm being completely honest. I was working on the still for or the most recent the coffee still mid listening to one of your podcasts and you and you mentioned the still and you're like, oh, I might not get that for a couple of weeks. And I was like, pardon? Nah, this will be done this weekend.
But
And I got it finished. Of course, got it finished up, but
yeah.
hopefully in a decent amount of time.
Oh yes, yes, yes. You're very good about that. You are. You surprised me. You did. You have an insane work ethic. I can say that.
Oh yeah, a lot of my, cuz although I am still a full-time student, I do switch between like student work, commission work, sometimes personal work. I try not to do so much personal work. I found as of recently I've been doing a little too much personal work than I think is, I guess, appropriate for the commissions I have to do. I'm trying to get a couple of my commissions that I have as of now done by before February starts, because I plan on opening a whole wave of commissions publicly, because I haven't had any public commissions open in a while. I've been taking commissions off of a waiting list I set up maybe like last month.
No.
Yeah, and I'm still working through that. I have two more people to get through on that list. Two, three? Three? I think so. Three.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, 3. Yeah. I don't know. What do you want me to
I'm mainly
confirm?
talking to myself.
Yeah.
I think
No,
like I
it's
said, I
4.
usually keep, huh?
2.
2, 4. I know how many.
Yeah.
But of course, Patreons get like the first dibs, so they just kind of like push them off to the side as I get more. I think Iron, one of my other patrons, has had a project for me that he just paid me for like the other day. I know there's that one Sterling one. I won't say too much about it. I don't know if you want to talk about that one.
You know, I'm experimenting. I'm seeing if it works. But no, I do not want you to talk about that.
All right. We won't.
No.
They're fun pieces, though. I have a lot of fun. I just, earlier, I think right before this, I posted the, one commission with that red beach character, which is definitely...
Just the wall of reactions.
I know!
Oh, yeah.
All I have to say is simps.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. It went from like, you just turned ray tracing RTX crazy on. I don't know.
Yeah, from the sketch to the full coloring, it's a decent jump. I have a good bit of pieces planned. I don't have I sent no, one of them I haven't sent. I've posted some stuff on Patreon. Patreon gets kind of like the exclusive.
Quick, say the name, plug it.
Huh, oh, bad bet. All right. Check me out on Instagram and Patreon and Twitter under the username Okasein on all 3 platforms. On Patreon, you guys can check out all of my posts before anyone else. And I also have some very exclusive pieces found on there. Is that good enough of a plug? Is that alright?
Yeah, I guess so.
I really don't plug myself that often. I was just kind of like winging that off the top of my head.
I don't know. There are some people who will just like robot response be like at blah 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 underscore blah blah at blah 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 for blah 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 blah. You know?
I used to do that. I used to have this long-winded username of the underscore art underscore wolf underscore 0213 underscore.
Ooh.
Silence. It was a long username. I switched it up to Okasein, and it was like one of the... It's such a basic name, but it's a name I'm known so well for now, and it's really odd.
Okay, so you know how I asked you how to pronounce it? I thought if you had never told me, if you had never said anything, I would have probably said occasion. Because when I look at it, I just think occasion. Like,
I have never found or met anyone to have ever pronounced it like that. Everyone I've talked to has always said Okasein.
No, when I look at that, I read occasion.
Now I absolutely have to find out how other people read this name. 'Cause, oh my god.
How do you say the second part to my name?
Selenite?
That is technically the proper pronunciation of it. Yes. But I say sterling selenite.
Selene.
'Cause I,
Okay.
yes, I prefer it like that. But it is properly pronounced selenite.
Selenite also works. See, I can at least be like, okay, I remember that from now on. I feel
Yes.
like tomorrow you're gonna be like, hey, okay, I can't even say it the way you say it.
Occasion.
Occasion. So like you're
I'd,
calling me like a oat Caucasian.
no, like, we're making an occasion out of it. Occasion. Occasion.
Oh, your at least on my side, your audio is kind of glitching out a bit.
Oh
Try now.
no! Does it sound fine? Hello?
Uh-oh. Ba-ba-dum.
Oh
It
no.
might be on my side. The RTC collection or connection is not doing so great right now.
Oh yes, that's
Um,
definitely on your side. Mine's green. Mine is green bar.
can you hear me all right? Cause I
Yes, I can hear you
hear
fine.
you not so great.
You sound fine. Hello?
Yeah, I definitely can't hear you well.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Howdy?
Hello?
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna leave and
Oh
then
no.
join right back as well.
Technical difficulties. Oh. Oh no.
Alright. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Oh, my, what? Why
Hello?
is this not working? Will it work now?
Hello?
Alright, hello?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
The audio's all going wacky. No.
Oh no.
Oh wait, I heard you
Discord.
laugh. I heard you laugh. It wasn't robotic. Yes!
I laughed a while ago though. Oh no.
God damn it, now it's back to being robotic!
No. What's
All I
going
heard, it sounded
on?
like GLaDOS going, no!
I don't understand.
This is murder.
Murder.
Congratulations. That's how
Hey.
that line of hers goes.
Hello?
I think Sterling has turned into GLaDOS, and I can't tell if, you know,
I can
this is
hear you
funny.
just fine. I don't understand.
His voice just dropped like 10 octaves. I'm scared.
What's going on? My voice
Okay,
sounds...
I'm like 100% sure on Audacity my audio is picking up just fine. So this is gonna be absolutely hilarious for you to have to edit my audio because I really do just hear you as like a male GLaDOS, just like.
Oh
Why did
my
I make
god.
that noise?
Well, that's going in a clip. Oh my god. What's going on?
I really can't hear you.
I don't know.
Okay. Um.
Hello?
Well, an easy thing for me to do is I can join on my phone. I'll have my headphones plugged in. I'll join the call on my phone. I'll still just be recording with my mic. So give me like 2 seconds.
You're insane. Oh, she left the call. Okay, while this is going on, while technical difficulties are going on, I might as well do a little background maintenance. Let's see if I can...
Okay.
Oh, that just made
Hello.
my
Can you
Discord
hear
lag
me?
for some reason. How
Okay,
do I
hold on.
do roles?
Can you hear me?
Guest. There we go. Roles. Craigbot. There we go.
All right. I can't tell if my connection or it's. Hello. Can you hear me?
Oh my god. Okay, so there's that. Let me check that. Let me do this. Let me do that.
Hey, I can hear you.
I guess I'll do some practice. Peter Piper picked a podcast. Plosive test. I should probably... Echo.
Can you hear me? Oh my god, you can't hear me.
Hosts
Wait,
from my
can you hear me?
is Twitter.
Shit.
There you go. Hello?
Can
Hello?
you hear me?
Oh my god, why is that on my... Nope, don't want to see that.
Can you hear me? Yes, no, maybe.
Hello?
Fuck! Why is this happening?
Oh my god. What's going on?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, except now my headphones for some reason aren't working, so now I just have you like as a normal call just in my ear.
Oh. If you want, we can try to make this quick. Okay. Oh, there were a couple of questions I wanted to ask, but
I mean, you can go. I can hear you. At least it's not gonna echo in the mic feed.
Now you're sounding like a robot.
Am I really? God damn it.
You did for a little bit.
Okay, but
Okay,
now
okay.
is it alright?
Real quick.
Alright.
Yes, real quick. Put your phone right up against your mic, and I'm going to make a loud noise, and hopefully this will help in post.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, I think that was fine.
Okay, yeah. It picked up on Audacity, so you're good.
Good. Let me tell you, syncing audio is probably the hardest part about these guest episodes. And ASMR. Yes.
Interesting.
I don't remember what I was going to ask you.
You just had questions in mind.
I did, but I forgot.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Okay, yes, I remember now. There was this one question. We were talking about coffee that one time, and you said you would crush up some beans.
Hello. Oh no, not again. No.
Hello?
Why?
No.
You're back to being God. Okay.
No. I think
Not the robot boy.
we might have to end it here.
All I heard is end it here. Okay, we might. Okay, I'm guessing we're probably gonna have to end it here.
This reminds me of the last time I did one of these with an artist. The curse of the artist guest episodes. The last time I did this with an artist.
Art curse guest. That's what I got out of that.
Yes, it's true. Last time I recorded a guest episode with an artist. I don't know if you can hear me. The audio
it's broken apart. Like it's robotic, but it's kind of okay.
Okay. Last time I did this with an artist, the Discord also made the audio sound robotic too. So I had to scrap that entire thing. I still have the audio, but I never released the episode because I could not salvage it. Oh my.
Okay. Well, hopefully, I guess because we both individually like recorded this. Hopefully on like at least Audacity. It'll be it'll just be really, you'll just get to hear me like flipping out internally of me just like silently going, what the heck is going on?
Oh man.
Not even so silently, I was wait, I can't tell if that was you speaking a sentence or just that glitch.
No, it was me making a sound.
Okay.
Can you hear?
I think I picked that up.
Okay. Oy.
Oh well, how do you usually end the episodes? Or at least with a guest?
Usually, when we end the episode with a guest, this is when we would typically plug our stuff.
Oh,
you already did that.
Said that.
You did that earlier, but you can do it again if you want.
You didn't tell me to do it at the end.
Okay, just do it real quick again.
Oh, I can't. This is hilarious. All right. How do you plug again? All right, this
Just
was
say your
Oka or Okasein.
socials.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon under the username Okasein. That is Okasien. Thank you to Sterling for having me here today. It was pretty fun, although chaotic. It was fun. Is that an okay plug?
Thank you. Yes, that was perfect. Thank you for coming on the show. I was actually very surprised, but not really at the same. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Hopefully, this sounds good to you and not all robotic.
It,
Yada
it
yada.
sounds it sounds it sounds better now, but yeah. Sorry for the last minute entry
Good.
again. I kind of been wanting to like ask since like you commissioned me for the full body.
Yes.
Anyhow.
You can find not well you specifically and the audience. You can find Radio Channel 1471 at Twitter at 1471 Radio question mark, I believe so. On YouTube, and guess what? We're on Spotify now. I've finally got an RSS feed. So,
Yay.
that's cool. Yeah, that's it.
That's
I
all,
think we could.
folks. Is that copyrighted?
I don't know. So, I'm going to stop my recording here.
Yeah, me too. Hold on. Wait, how do you...
Okay.
Wait.